So I'd like to call the County Government Committee meeting to order. First up, we have 3 resolutions for Board of Elections.
Jody's going to be bringing in today, Wing Woman. So we have 2 grants, which are the usual kind of annual grants they've been doing. Unfortunately, they're not as big as they used to be, but we have we'll have assistance for postage, and we can usually get some printing of envelopes and other items in here.
Move it.
Are you doing both of them at the same time?
We could do both.
Okay. So you're moving both?
I'll move both.
We're only explaining one, but that's okay.
Then-
They're both very similar in operating costs.
Right, yeah.
For a
And
motion and a second for both of them. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And then the third item, our copier lease expired. I think it leaked a year ago. We've just been paying monthly. We had a direct contract with Rico. Now, we're gonna work with Repeat Business moving forward, which is, I think, better for us and for the county.
That's super.
It ends up being a bit more because I think the old leases, we were paying $146 a month, but plus excess copies. And we have added a fax attachment to this because we have no fax currently, and when we move to 11 Warren, we will have our own fax. So,
I'll move
Probably
it.
a nicer machine.
Second. Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Hopefully this was the last election time to have in the building.
I think it's actually in election.
Jody,
law.
nice job.
Nice job.
Good support.
Mark, you're up.
Well done, Wing Woman.
Good.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
All right, so the only resolution I have is this one that we renew every year for correction of errors purposes. So anything above $2,500 would come before the body, but anything below $2,500, we usually approve for myself, the director of the property, and the treasurer to process without having to go through a resolution. For each one, we do about 30 to 40 these a year, and only about 2% of them have to go above the 2,500. So it's just for efficiency purposes.
I'll move it.
Second?
And moving on, just a couple things.
Oh,
Oh,
we
we gotta
finished the
vote.
vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
My apologies.
Okay.
I completed the meeting with all the assessors throughout the county. We'll be talking about some things moving forward on some ideas that we have. The deputy director's position has been reposted, and because it was not posted on the New York State Assessors Association site the first time around, the deadline to apply for that's now October 23rd. Tyler's enrolled in the Mass Appraisal class in New York State, and we'll be transitioning to a Beacon site. The ImageMate site is going away effective the end of the year. We haven't decided that we're going to stick with the Beacon platform. They're the company that bought out SDG and ImageMate Online. But we will be at least transitioning to that site to get us through the end of our contract, which expires on March 1st. And we will have a decision as to what vendor we're going to be using by the end of the year. There are 3 in the running right now.
Will we be able to just log on with what we've been helping?
No, so we're going, that's part of the process we're working on now, getting logins assigned for all the assessors, and then we'll have to do all the planning boards and supervisors that have logins. We do have a list we generated a list from SDG as everybody that has a login that's a municipal individual, and we'll be
I
working
used
on
to
it.
in the only way, so I've just been signing in as a visitor, but
That's what I've been doing too, because mine also.
I used to have one and then.
So the difference is that the login will get you access to the tax maps,
Right.
which isn't always a big thing for supervisors, but I mean,
You never know what trouble we
Right.
get into.
Sure.
Yeah.
so the big difference is with this Beacon site is logins are based on your email address now and not a username. So your email address is the username.
Okay.
So we will be, if we will be setting up proactively for all the supervisors as well, based on what their town official email address is.
Do they charge for
No,
users?
no.
Okay.
We
Most
do
of them
for
do.
the general public. we charge for a subscription to the general public, but for all the municipal offices, no, we don't.
And are we sending out, an email to all of those involved, letting them know that this transition is taking place and
Yeah, so basically what will happen, what the transition period looks like is for a month at least, the sites will run side by side. So there will be a link on SDG pointing people to the new site. And then once they feel that's sufficient enough, because they can track how many people are still going to SDG, they'll shut down the SDG site. But basically it's a newer technology. The SDG site hasn't been updated in years, and it's not going to be supported any longer. So,
And the deputy director position that's been reposted, did we have any applications? For
just
the
one,
first? Okay,
just one
so you're just
internal.
hoping to have a broader applicant?
Correct.
Okay.
And I had requested it be posted to that site initially, and it didn't make it there. So,
Okay.
so they decided to rerun it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim? He has a report, an exciting technology report on grocery shopping.
Is there a video and a movie or?
There's pictures.
That's the only way you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
He brought the treat.
I guess so.
No, that, I've never seen them. So everybody knows that I do gas pumps and supermarkets. A lot of the things on my list has been brought to my attention that people are not familiar with everything. So if you'll indulge me for a couple of minutes. Computing scales are typically those that are found in supermarkets, at the cash registers, farmers markets, anywhere where there's a scale that'll also display a price per pound. That's considered a computing scale. Pre-packed scales are the ones that you find in a deli, where they will weigh a package of roast beef and actually print the tag at the same time for that. Platform scales are the ones that are a little bit larger. You'll find them in an orchard. If you're weighing a bag of apples, they'll typically go up to about 80 pounds. Jewelry scales, pharmacy scales, and cannabis scales are all very similar. They're mostly gram scales, and they start with a 1 gram weight. So we start with that, and we go up to usually 250 grams on these scales. Conversely, this morning, I did a truck scale at our solid waste. That scale is tested up to 88,400 pounds. So.
Is that the hopper scale?
No, I actually don't have one of those on last month.
Okay.
It's a truck or vehicle scale.
Okay.
Hopper scales, there are 2 of them in the county. One is Caravale, the other one is Bruno Feeds. It's typically a big container. They'll fill it with either feed or grain, typically 1,000-pound increments up to usually around 15,000 pounds. Oil trucks, I have the big prover that I tow around. We'll do 100-gallon samples, fast, slow, and then a split test that measures a partial tank emptying out. And then you wait and make sure that you watch the meter for 10 seconds. If it doesn't advance, then you have them switch to the other tank and continue the test. So that way you know they're not measuring air as it pumps through the lines. Def dispensers, I had no idea what they were when I started.
Yeah.
It's an additive that goes into diesel fuel in any motor that's over a certain size. And it's, yes, and it's apparently for,
Diesels.
yes.
Causes more problems than it's worth.
Yeah.
That's another story for another day.
The aviation gas and jet dispensers are at the county airport. Air dispensers are what you find in a gas station where you fill your tires.
And now because we're all paying for that, we want it to be accurate. There's no free air to speak of.
We actually time it. It has to match whatever it says on the dispenser.
5 minutes for a quarter or whatever it is.
There are some that are up to $3.50.
That's a
It's
really,
crazy.
holy moly.
You go to Stewart's.
Yeah, Stewart's is still free, and I think Mavis has them. The gasoline dispensers that got billed are ones that I tested and advised whoever the customer was. It was, all of these have been over. They're allowed plus or minus 6 graduations, and they are rarely under. I've only had 2 instances, I think, since I've been doing it. But they'll call in an outside company that recalibrates. So after they do that, I have to retest them, and then we're allowed to issue a fee. The samples we do as part of the state quality program. So that's what this list is every month.
No scales for chocolates?
Those are
Those are
exempt.
the brand scale.
They're the ones that have the pinky on
Right.
it. So this is the newest, latest and greatest thing that's coming to
Yeah.
a supermarket
Near you.
near all of us.
3 credit cards.
We're actually the first supermarket in the capital region to have these.
Is that right?
Yeah. There are a couple of ShopRites south of here that have them. But none of the Hannafords or Price Choppers have them yet, but they are coming. This particular brand is made by Caper. I'm told that the largest manufacturer is actually Amazon. And they're really pushing to get them into Walmart's, Target, everywhere. So I know some of you have pet gorillas at home. You should be happy to know that 80 pounds of bananas is $47.20. And that's exact. That weighed exactly 80 pounds when we put the weights in. And we start with a half an ounce and go up from there. Next, please. So that's what the cart looks like from behind. There are
So do
sensors.
you weigh it? and
Right,
you put
where's
it in
the weight?
car?
Well, there's sensors in all 4 corners. Anything with a barcode or a QR code
Mhm.
gets scanned automatically as it goes into the cart. The entire cart is actually a scale.
What if I return my pasta?
You know, we tried that. If you
Okay.
take it out, it actually recognizes that you took it out.
Yeah, because somebody asked me, what happens
Yeah,
if you
it-
take something out? I go, I don't know.
It's wild.
It's hard.
It's
It's a smart card, yeah.
Holy moly.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and if you put your pocketbook in, it'll ask you if it's a personal item, and then it tears it out, so it doesn't count that.
And your shopping bags, your
Yeah.
whole bag of shopping
Yeah.
bags.
If you put your kid in there.
Well, yeah, where do you put the kids?
I love this.
There's,
Yeah.
it's crazy what it can do. And you can link yours, it'll ask you for your cell phone number first. If you have an Advantage card or one of those
Mhm.
programs.
Yeah.
If you do, it'll actually ask you if you want to use your Apple Pay or whatever. And they will
You can do
know
your
in the
credit card right there with that
self-checkout.
thing.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
wondering. Do you pay here or do you still go through a payment kiosk?
You have to go
A
through
self-serve or something,
the
yeah.
self-serve area
Oh, you
and they'll know there are lights on the cart that'll show whether or not you've paid for it or not. So
Oh, but you
whoever,
did
Oh,
pay
that's,
for it
you
right
pay
there.
for it on the cart, but to get out, you go through.
yeah, they'll know whether or not you need to stop and pay or if you already have online. And then you just keep going.
So then when you go out to the car, is there a stop? Like, cause somebody asked how do you return the cart?
Once
The
you
clear
take,
slate.
yeah, once you take everything out, it'll ask if you are done shopping. Are you finished with your transaction? You say yes. And then it'll ask you if you want a text message of the receipt or how you would like to receive it. It won't print one, but it does just about anything else.
So you almost have to bag it when you're going through because otherwise you get to your car and all the stuff is loose in your car.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, that's where you're bagging it, is the
Right.
car, right? I mean,
right. Okay. Wow.
so then you have to return the cart to the,
No,
that you can leave them in the parking
You can
lot?
leave them. They're supposedly impervious to rain, snow. They have charging ports on each end. So as the carts are returned to the dock, they automatically charge. It's crazy that the
It
amount
is
of thought that
crazy.
went into these things.
It's like all the people be out of work now.
Yeah, so that's where my seal goes, is on the back of the.
Okay.
Of this
the
thing.
Digital readout.
Yeah.
So how many of these does the store have?
They started with 20, one's already broken.
Oh,
Ah.
of course.
So they had 19 the day that
Did you just do a sample? You didn't test them all?
we did all of them,
Wow.
yeah. Initially,
All
we had
scales.
to test every single one. And next, I think the next slide is, yeah, that's 80 pounds. So there's two 25-pound weights and the balance makes up my 30-pound kit.
I can barely push my cart when I'm done. Now you're adding 80 pounds to it.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
But they're spot on. They're within a half an ounce tolerance. They're
Wow.
very,
That's
very
amazing,
accurate.
yeah.
Do the
I
wheels go
wonder,
around? That's
I wonder how they'll be
it.
in 6 months though, after they've been banged out by cars
Which-
Yeah.
and each other and.
Which leads me to my next question. We can charge for doing these. New York State allows us to charge up to $40 per cart to do the initial inspection. But also, there's gonna be a ton of these coming back after
Yeah.
somebody hits it with a
I
car.
was gonna say, how often are you required to
Shuts it
do
in
it
the
versus?
So before they put it back into service, after it's recalibrated, they have to call me. So that could potentially be
Like 2
wild.
trips a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
How long
really
does it take
think,
you to-
How long does it take you to do it?
well, initially it takes probably 10 to 15 minutes per cart.
Plus
So-
the drive time, yeah.
Yeah, but I really think that we should,
You should be paid. We could do a nominal fee, like a $20 fee and track it and see how many, what it looks like, you know,
Mhm.
what the horizon looks like. How many times are you going back? How quickly are they infiltrating the county? I mean,
Yeah, I think it depends on what, I mean, you went there and did 20 of them in the beginning, but if they're gonna call you every week to do one because they got it, it's gonna be,
well, and I also,
you know,
there's
also
gonna be
roll
more
out to
coming.
6 stores.
Right.
And
$20
have
is losing money then, you know, but.
Well, I'm just trying to.
No, I know, I don't
Find a way to
disagree with
track
that idea of trying to start something, so we figure it out, but.
But they intend to have up to 100 in this one store. So it's gonna be 80 more on top of
And if you
it.
get Walmart,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hannaford,
Yeah,
and
for-
Right.
I mean, I would be inclined to charge, presumably they're, and someone alluded to it, like they're saving money by,
Well,
they're
that's,
gonna be like reducing their staff.
that's my,
I feel
like,
they
they're
will.
saving money. They're saving.
They'll up their price, although there's no investment.
Well, yeah, but-
How long they last.
So I would be inclined to charge,
Wonder if
whether
like
it's
that-
40 or something else, I don't know, but I would,
So who do I,
yeah, how do we do that?
yeah,
County
That's-
attorney.
That's this
Gotta
committee,
draw up
right?
a paper on that.
Let's say $25.
Make a
to start
motion for $40 a shot.
with.
Well, I mean, the reality is that it's expensive. Everything's expensive. Rent is expensive, gasoline, et cetera.
hamburger.
Well, I think the county's always
That's something you
like
can do for a motion.
Yeah.
eggs.
Is that county attorney gotta
Can we do pending, I mean, I guess I can amend, I'll
County attorney
amend
approval.
Linda's proposal to say pending county attorney approval.
Mhm.
You're okay with that?
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor,
And what's the motion is for 40 or?
$40.
$40 a cart. Pending Columbia County approval of the attorney.
So Linda made that motion.
So are we just voting on a fee or are we voting on any other?
Is this a one-time fee or is?
Right.
Anytime. you
Well,
have-
anytime he has to do the calibration of it, which.
That's why you need the county attorney.
And whether or not we want to charge for the initial inspection. Because I didn't the other day because I didn't have.
Right, yeah,
Uh,
wasn't in the fee schedule.
But going forward, there might be something.
Do you charge other people for checking scales in the initial?
No.
No. I mean, there's so many of them.
First sign can be free.
I think why this
And
is,
then from there,
and this is different because of the volume and the potential repetitive, the
Yes.
repeat return visits,
Mhm.
the volume and the return visits.
how often do you check the store scales? Like
Typically once a year.
once a year?
Yeah.
All right, so there is
You
a,
do the first time free after that $40 and that might help them protect them a little more. So I'm just thinking,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just figured they would charge you to, like, remember the quarter you used to, is it
Yeah.
Aldi's does a
Yeah,
quarter or
right.
something and you bring the cart back? I figured that's what they would do, like
Yeah.
some kind of
I mean,
program like that to
you're not
protect
gonna
them.
have that car stolen.
I figured they might have your credit card and they charge you for the whole cart when you don't bring it back.
Right.
I don't know.
But if that's, if they're, let's say the store has 100 and they all come in one shipment, 15 minutes each is 25 hours, which is 3 days of work.
yeah.
Need an assistant.
Hear that, Matt?
That's why we need the 40
We're already in a
bucks.
motion.
That's right.
So we have a, we have
We
a,
have a motion.
hold on, we have a motion.
The three things, right? $40.
Yep.
And the decision is between 2 and 3, a one-time fee or an initial inspection fee or both.
I kind of agree with the initial inspection would be on us. And then anything after that, we would charge them $40.
I agree.
And so, and we know we've been there before because they'd have your sticker on them.
Yes. And I also document the cart number and the serial number.
Okay.
So,
All right, we're gonna run all this up to the county attorney and then have him here next meeting. Or
You should,
memorandum of understanding or something.
right, MOU, yeah, or contract. Yep, talk to the county attorney's office.
MOU.
Why do we need a more, why do you need that?
Because you
Do we
got-
do that with everybody
We have to
else?
sign that, we're gonna have to sign, well, nobody else had one of these yet.
Yeah, but everybody has scale.
But this is, we're gonna have to, this is something that
Offering the shop.
ShopRite is gonna have to agree to.
No,
no.
I just think we need to be
We're
able
enforcing
to
state
give them a
regulations.
document that states what the procedure will be. The first.
Well, that's what I
one,
mean,
last
they're
one,
gonna have to agree to the procedure and
I
everything.
don't think they have to.
But you said
agree.
someplace in the legislation that allowed us to charge up to $40.
Yeah, in New York State.
So that wording could go into, if the county attorney had that wording, they could help
Yeah,
develop it.
Is there a weights and measure policy?
Whatever he needs in the agreement, that's all.
Right.
Yeah, I can provide.
my point is that we don't have an agreement with anybody else's scale.
No, we just have to
That
do
we
it.
don't really need an agreement with this.
The law says if you've got a public scale, you have to have it, right?
Well, and if ShopRite calls me and says our customer scale got damaged, we had it repaired, I do charge a fee for that, just like when I
Okay.
retest the gas pump.
Okay,
if
so
I
you have
test
that
it more than
discretion to
once
do
a
that,
year,
right?
Right.
Well, not only do we have a
Yeah.
discretion, it seems like we have a history of doing this,
Right.
a procedure.
It's all in this.
Okay, so,
It's coming around.
okay, motion, did you get a second?
No,
I'll second it.
just a second.
Well, you made the motion to amend it to county attorney approval.
All right, we're good.
Were you seconding at the same time?
Yes,
Okay.
but okay, but we're good.
Well, no, we'll go back to yours. That's all right. All right, so Linda made the motion, Mike seconded it with the
All in
caveat.
favor of that motion? Aye.
I,
Aye.
Opposed?
All right.
It's the most exciting weights and measure conversation.
I know.
You should come more often, Jim.
it'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Lots of discrepancies I noticed this weekend between posted gas signs and the big ones on the street and then the ones on the pump. I saw
really?
3 this weekend.
Was it lower at the pump? 'Cause
No,
sometimes they,
it's
leave-
higher.
I was gonna say, sometimes they leave the
Where?
sign out higher if they're running low on fuel.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
fine.
And then when you get to the pump, it's
Yeah.
lower, which is a
I'd
bonus.
rather not say. They were all in the eastern part of the county, I could tell.
I was out ShopRite, ready to go in shopping, and I was in there at least 45 minutes, and the same person was being mentored on that one car. I don't know how it's gonna take, how long it's gonna take.
It's
Really,
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
But what will they have to do? Because the cart's gonna do it all, right? What do they need to?
No, there's gonna be
You need to
issues.
know
I
what
mean,
what you're putting in.
you gotta, it's still hard to use a
No,
self-checkout
I
thing,
think the
so for
person
me,
is, the shopper is putting it in the cart, not
Yeah.
the employee,
Yeah,
right?
you're doing it all.
Right, but you have to scan it in, or how do you?
Well,
It's gotta read. it.
yes, you have to use, if there's not a UPC code on the product, like
Right.
if you have bananas, keyboard will come up and you punch in whatever code is on the banana. There's usually a little sticker with the 4 numbers.
Or you can look it up by word.
Will it know
Yeah,
what
type in
you can
banana.
also, yeah, and it has photos.
Will it know what's bananas?
If you can sell
If
it.
you pick up your food, you put the bananas in there.
Yes.
Try not to-
That I don't know.
I must have this
The
way, you
people
know.
that are gonna use this are the people that are using self-checkout. Because
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would
They've
love
already
it.
chosen-
I
they've already
I love
made the
self-checkout. I
transition.
love
I do
doing all
too.
that. I
Right.
love it. Yeah.
Done.
When I retire, I want to be a cashier. Seriously, I
You
do.
gotta hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be no more.
Right, because there's cards now. They don't
Right.
have cashiers anymore.
Be over there.
It's like being a toll
Break it.
collector.
Let me help you.
Rachel, you're
What
up.
they're doing now.
It's a tough act to follow, right?
Yeah.
And it's a tough act to follow. I don't know what kind of exciting news she might have.
About scales, but I have used the carts. So they're
I
not-
don't know the cart.
You
For
have
what?
used the
Hi,
card?
Jim.
They wouldn't be good probably for like a really stocking up trip. Because
Yeah,
they don't have the bottom
smaller.
bathroom to put like cases of water or
Yeah.
toilet paper, paper towels, all that underneath. And
Yeah.
then where you can put your kid. If I have no kid.
Right,
very young,
exactly.
doing
I
it.
never know. Yeah.
That was my first question.
Oh,
Put a little on it, you know?
That's what I thought. But then on the side of it, I did notice it had the hooks for like your shopping bag.
Oh, I think
And your
you could hang
purse,
your
but-
kid on side.
No, no, but I'm sure some moms maybe would. I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
There'll be interesting stories, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
There'll be failures we won't never think of.
Well, we were terrorized in Chatham at the Price Chopper this weekend because there was an 8-year-old driving a 5-year-old
Oh,
around in
boy.
a cart. And the 5-year-old was standing up in the air.
Oh.
It was like,
Oh,
the speed
And
was
they
terrible.
Sounds like fun.
so we have one resolution?
Yes, you want me to do that first?
Yeah, before the report, sure.
Do I read the whole thing? I've never done another one.
Mhm.
Okay.
This-
Just the authorization for the Veteran Service Agency to purchase an adult passenger transit van and amend the 25 Columbia County budget.
Mhm. This is money we received for when we had the county transportation accident. So.
I'll make the
Sheriff
motion.
Fund? Yeah,
Second.
So the insurance is.
We have a
covered.
motion, a second, all in favor,
I'm
say aye.
sorry.
The
Aye.
insurance is covered
Opposed?
the full cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
There.
And their van is gonna go to,
Their van's going to county transportation.
so everybody's happy.
Yes, and we get our transit.
Finally, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So it all works out.
Okay, your report.
All right, transportation, I'm gonna look into, we've talked, me and Michael have talked about it previously, about hiring per diem drivers, just so we have like a pool of drivers. Right now, our 2 drivers are working out really great. Getting rid of the bus is gonna help out, because we won't need the CDL. We've been doing about 6 to 8 veterans that have been riding the bus per week. We go to the VA and just Slingerlands for an eye doctor. Some veterans have to go to Slingerlands. Food pantry and widows. The group is gearing up for gathering food for Thanksgiving meals for veterans. Every year so far, they've put together donations of a full Thanksgiving meal, including a turkey, for families that need it or sign up for it. For Veterans Day,
How many are you trying to, how many
I
meals are
was
you trying
just
to?
gonna ask that.
Yeah.
And
I don't have a count of that yet. I can ask Patsy and,
I'm just thinking, well, I
Yeah.
was just thinking in the building here, like maybe departments would like to put
yeah,
like a basket together, like each
Right.
department or something.
And maybe our
If you
student-
tell us like what you want, like
Right.
stuffing, gravy, you know,
yes,
like
all the specific.
have Patsy
cranberry.
email me or
Okay.
call me.
Okay,
'Cause
And
I'm
will you
sure-
share, because our seniors would typically like to do
Do
the
something.
senior lunch with general, do something like that, maybe do 1 or
Yeah,
2.
like donate, yeah.
all right, thank you. Then for Veterans Day, the widows and volunteers are going to nursing homes and giving veterans a handmade quilt and a Dwyer coin. They did that last year. They had probably over 60 bags in total, and I know the Honor Society of Ichabod helped with that as well. They had actually, part of their community service, they gathered a bunch of different things.
Did you say a handmade quilt?
Yes, we have a lady that does very beautiful handmade quilts and stitches in there on the corner, on the inside corner. Thank you for your service. Just like a lap quilt.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a huge, like bed-sized one,
But she
but
does multiples? She
Yeah.
does lots? Wow.
that's what she does in her spare time.
Yeah.
One of the things she does in her spare time. I
with Gary's help, when he was still director, we got 2 more veterans, 100% total and permanent, rated 100% total and permanent, which is great.
That's great.
And then we've been busier in the office, averaging day to day is different. Yesterday we had nine people walk-ins. So we averaged 10 to 15 people a week with scheduled appointments, widows, or just walk-ins. And then can I add on that my deputy director started and will be a great asset to our office?
Great. Rachel,
Yes.
do you know for disabled veterans, it's free registration and free easy pass?
Mhm.
Do you have the forms for that?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know there was free easy passes for veterans.
For 30% or higher.
And do they have to get them through you, or can they, or if your town clerk sells easy passes, then you get them?
No,
So don't go.
it's a big government secret in New York. You have to get the forms from Albany, which I have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And you have to, first you have to get the free registration. Then when you get the free registration, you have to take the form for the easy pass and mail it to Easy.
So it's out there, but they don't make it easy.
No,
They don't put a lot of information,
No.
like benefits out there.
you
for
can't
them,
walk up here to
unfortunately.
DMV and say, I want to get a free registration.
It says specifically on there, do not go to your local DMV
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And does that mean also do not go to your local town clerk, because town
No.
clerks are selling easy
No,
passes?
easy
too.
pass, that's right. yeah.
Okay, so they need to come through you or through.
Through the state, right?
I'm not sure. We have a veteran that actually, he's 100% disabled, that he is helping veterans do the paperwork with it. I'd have to find out from him where he got the forms. Where did you get the forms?
I got it from Mike Melnick, you know him?
I don't know if I can.
He's a veteran that I know that turned me on to it.
Okay.
So you said this is veterans with 30% disability or more?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the benefits of.
Now, the one thing about the Easy Pass is it doesn't work on the bridges,
No?
only works on the throughway.
No? Okay.
Oh, really?
So we're working on it.
Okay.
Not on bridges, just throughway.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I've got after you.
Thank you.
And
Where's next?
Right, so much excitement, I'm telling you.
No, I learned.
Now you're gonna go shopping on the way home, aren't
I'm
you?
not ever gonna use that card.
we need
I'm with you, but they're gonna force us to it, Ann.
No, I'm not going to. I'll go
I try not to use the self-checkout thing.
Carry back with it.
I won't do it.
Quarter.
That's right.
You gotta go out to your trunk and load your car up and.
Right.
No one ran in.
Standing there putting the bag in.
I'm sorry.
I hate to
Okay,
put people out
very
of work.
easy, one, resolution, request, awarding the contract for the publication of the 2016 district guide to Flint Media.
2026.
2026, what I said.
16.
Oh, boy.
I thought we were doing a blast from the past.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second, Brenda, all in favor?
It's
Aye.
right on the
Opposed?
resolution.
Carried.
You have to go back to the businesses in 2016. and
Right.
go there.
Mea culpa, mea culpa.
Start up the press.
Where's Flint meeting?
Green County.
Oh, and there's a local.
Yes, I've known Linda for 32 plus years, so,
Nice.
though we've never worked with her on something this large. So, am I excused?
If you're done,
Thank you.
Yeah.
thank you.
You go to shop right now.
No, he's gonna do, we figure we get Andy in.
What else we got?
You got Connie.
County clerk. Okay, we have one resolution from the county clerk, an index position.
We had done it went through point one and we had done an emergency.
I'll move it.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and lastly,
The county attorney needs to renew their, subscription to, Westlaw, which it's actually just not the county attorney, the DA's office uses it, the public defender's office, any of the attorney's offices use it. It's their Bible, basically.
I'll move it. Second.
Motion second. All in favor? Opposed?
Hold them till they show up, man.
This is now a digital license,
Correct.
right? So it's just a
Correct.
multi-use license for all
It
those.
is.
But yeah, a lot of
departments.
departments use it. so.
I believe it's like 3 years and then they're renewing it for the next, you get 2 renewals or something at the same price. So.
I'm just so grateful that we're not buying all those books.
Books.
Any
Oh
of
my
these I need
gosh.
to fill out on the bottom here?
No.
Anything else?
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
There's a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second.
We're having such a good time.
Really?
No, it's hard to go.
Apparently Jim isn't.
I don't know.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Tiffany's meetings are a lot shorter.
Oh, those- All right, we're gonna call the Public Works for October it is, right? Yep, to order. And up first we have Highway.
Why you shake your head every time I come up?
He's always trying to get something out of you.
I know he is.
Didn't get anything out of it.
Very tight butt.
All right. We're still in the process of hot mix patching of our roads and wrapping up our mowing. Maintenance repairs on our road signs, some storm damage cleanup, could have been worse. We completed 75.95 miles of center line pavement marking on county roads and 29.72 miles on town roads for a total of 105.67. That was our second round. Our striping contractor will be coming in one more time to pave the remaining roads that we had marked for paving, as well as the ones that have just been, or marked for striping, as well as the ones that have just been repaved. So hopefully, that'll happen soon. We completed the bank stabilization for on Turkey Hill for the town of Claremont. And I can say that since I had to have this in early before vacation, I talked to John, who was doing the project ahead of time, said, "Oh, you're gonna be done." And I said, "Yes." And when I came back to work Tuesday, they were still there. I said, "Listen, you gotta finish up." Because I gotta handle it again."
I already told Kelly it's gonna happen.
And I can't sneak it through because the 2 rays will be there. And they get it better.
Go to the end of the line.
So they get it done.
They did complete that. And we completed pavement milling on County Route 5 in the town of Canaan, and we completed 4.9 miles of paving on County Route 5 in the towns of Canaan and New Lebanon, which for paving completes the entire length of County Route 5.
I was on that the other day. It looked nice.
Yeah, it came out nice. You know. Backup, shoulder backup on County Route 5 as well. And Colvin Place reclamation and paving on County Route 21 has been put on hold until next year due to contractor delays. Our contractor Peckham, who does the Colvin Place reclamation, which needs to be done before the paving, obviously, we're still tied up on a big job up in Maine that wasn't going well. Every time I talked to the poor guy, it was going worse. So,
Okay.
so we put that on hold and we'll do that early next
So
spring.
we'll have the same contract price next year that they did this year.
Yeah, well, it's all bid price. They don't bid on the road, they bid on the process.
So
Yeah,
they're just,
yeah.
okay.
And I don't remember if this year was a new bid or a renewal or an extension. I'd have to check on that. Personnel update, we still have 1 employee out on workers' comp. We hired 1 motor equipment operator, and as of today, we actually hired another one. He just got through his drug testing, so.
Great.
So I filled the 2 positions from the last month's resolution. One of our MEO1s has taken the open auto mechanic position, which is good because it's been easier to fill MEO1s than it is to fill mechanics. So he came to us, he was a mechanic when he came to us, and he expressed interest in getting back into it and getting off the road. So
Great.
that kind of worked out well. He's been doing good in that.
So how are we overall with MEOs? How many?
Well, there'll be a total of 3. I have 3 vacancies right now, and all 3 of those will be addressed tonight, through these resolution requests.
Yeah, okay.
But we're almost there.
Almost stopped up, huh?
Yeah.
That's your seasonal ones too, right?
Seasonals, I started interviewing, yesterday and today. We've chosen 4 so far, and I've got 2 more interviews this week. I had 7 applications total for the 6.
A few years ago, we couldn't get any
We couldn't get
applications at
any,
all,
yeah.
so,
Yeah,
you know.
and like I said, I got 7 this year. The one guy we reached out to, since he put in the application, got a job with DOT, so.
Mhm.
The four that I interviewed between yesterday and today are all interested in the job. They've all been cleared by HR, so I'll make those notifications tomorrow.
Great.
And then, interview the other two, so we should be in good shape there. The other opening that, well, I've started interviewing for the administrative assistant position.
Yeah.
That's off the civil service list, and the only other opening that we have that we still aren't having any luck with is the heavy equipment mechanic. I did reach out to Dawn Elbert at Civil Service to see if we can change some of the CDL requirements for that position, because I think that's our biggest holdup right now is the CDL.
Yeah, so I'll have a CDL, right?
Yeah, so, but we're gonna see what we can do there because, it is in the title, so she's gonna see what we can do with Civil
Does the
Service.
union pay for the CDL?
No, they don't, and unfortunately.
Some do.
Some,
Some do, yeah.
the Teamsters do, I
I
believe.
know.
Yeah, UP2 doesn't, as of right now. But they do some other things with some other counties and towns that they work with in terms of, reimbursement for people taking the CDL school and that kind of thing. So I've had discussions with, Mike Kutsky from the union, in our labor management meetings, trying to find a solution to this. Because
That's expensive.
it is expensive, and what happens, like, I know the college does it, and depending on what you make or don't make, you can actually get it for free or it's kind of income based.
Okay.
Problem we have, we hire because I can hire with a permit. So if I hire somebody as an MEO 1 with a permit, they now make too much money to qualify for, the college kind of thing. So it's, yeah, and depending on where you go and whether you're going for an A or a B, it's anywhere from like 3,000 or 4,000
I was gonna say,
to like
last one we did
10,000.
was $3,200 or something.
Yeah,
Town
yeah,
guy,
and
it
for
was
anyone,
like that,
and if they're going for a class A, it's even more, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have been talking with the union and, when we were discussing it on the town level with our town association, and I know we've discussed this before in some of our meetings, they were looking at doing it countywide. And then a lot of the towns that had the Teamsters said they would do it, so that kind of just went by the wayside and kind of left us kind of hanging, but we're still looking at options for it, because it would make it easier, it's
Yeah.
something we could do. But thankfully, I am getting applications with,
Good to see you got
license,
interest anyway,
Yep. No new business and 2 resolution requests.
Move it.
Second. We have a motion and a second, to fill the position.
Yep.
All in favor?
Just make a note too, on the second one there for the motor equipment operator too, and we did discuss in the .1 committee meeting, that they okayed the backfill from that. So,
Authorization fell.
Yeah. and that is in the
And
resolution.
vacancies created within, yes.
Does it say?
Yes, it does
Yeah,
say,
it's in the
any
resolution.
vacancies
request.
created.
Because that's a promotional, and then it actually opens up the MEO 1, which is the actual opening.
Right.
And since there's no more meetings between now and the end of the year, that would put me into like March or April. to get that in.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second? Second?
Yes.
All in favor?
We do have one in November.
Yeah, but in order, I won't have the MEO 2 filled by then because
Gotcha.
I get that resolution in November. And then it's got to post for 3 weeks and then I got to fill it. So it would have to be a December meeting. So. And we do have somebody up in Lebanon who is planning on, retiring sometime in November, so we're gonna end up with that opening, but at least with this backfill, I won't make them two short, one short.
It'd be a shame if you had to go out and plow snow and.
Yeah.
I was thinking of asking you.
Yeah, can you,
Some days it could be like a vacation, all right?
Call me.
I don't know if I want to go through that format.
All right, any other questions for Tony while he's here?
I just wanted to thank you and your department for all the work on Turkey Hill. I haven't seen the finished product, but I saw it in the beginning and in the middle, and it's going great.
You're welcome.
Did
It
this
was all
very
ready,
exciting.
all
I'm
ready,
ready to go
John,
as
and Rich
well.
could do, yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We sent our best guys down there.
There you go.
Wherever you sent down.
Nothing but the best for Ray, right? Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
All right,
All right,
thank you.
we're all set. We'll move on to solid waste.
Ray, she beat you.
I know, and I'm so proud of her. Oh my God. This is the whole.
I think Ray even had that is on Thursday too, so,
I know. It's like, oh my gosh, finally.
You put it in 2 weeks early, you have a better chance of getting it.
Well, I would have had to put it in 2 weeks early to get to the top spot. Tony's pretty good at that. Household hazardous waste update. So these are the numbers. It was 533 households. The reason why we were asking about who's participating and where, if they're using our stations or not, is only because we've been having previous conversations that only the people that use our stations know that the hazardous waste event is happening. So that was more of the reason why we were collecting that data. So about 50%, just under 50% are people that don't use our station on the regular. Although they do come to Greenport. Lots of people come to Greenport that have waste pickup. We were billed just under 40, an additional 100 for the porta potty. We recorded about 40 hours of combined overtime between all the operational staff and admin staff for that event. Traffic control was handled by our department this year, as we didn't have any additional support from the sheriff's department. Usually they have someone, they didn't. We utilized 150 cones, 8 bouncers, 2 forklifts from the highway department. So thank you. And this year we also borrowed 2 of the fire flags and 2 stop slow signs, which were very useful. And setup and takedown was done by our staff.
Great.
So that's a little bit of a graph here of just kind of villages, except for Philmont, I believe, and Valatia, but like Chatham, Kinderhook, those were combined into just the town or number. They weren't separated.
Can't tell a lot of garbage.
When I first read bouncers, my mind just wants to go, I must have been a tough crowd.
Right, you need a bouncer for it.
Tough crowd.
They have some.
Well, that many bouncers in Mardi Gras.
2024, we held 2 events where we serviced about 688 residents. So I'm just seeking permission to continue hosting just 1 event for the 2026 calendar. I don't have a resolution for that, but we have the option to do 1 and or 2 for next year. And so we can just.
I'll move it.
Thank you.
Second.
All right.
Motion and second, all in favor? Do you want to do that in the spring or fall?
Well,
Which one had?
unfortunately, MXI has gone through a little bit of a rebranding.
Okay.
So they have a whole new group of people in charge. I had 2 dates kind of set aside for 2026 already, just kind of earmarked, which they didn't hold on to. So I'm waiting to get back to them
See what dates they have.
to see what dates they have available now. Ideally, we'd like to continue doing it on Saturday because the Sunday event did not do very well when we did it in 2024. But at this point, I don't know. And we might do better in this late spring instead of early fall, but now we're kind of at their mercy. So
Okay.
I will keep.
So you wait to hear from dates in them.
Yeah. Food scrap study that I talked about last month went to the states. It is also uploaded on our solid waste website. The school surveys, half of them have come back to our office now. Information is pretty non-existent. So I need to reach out to private haulers to find out actually if they're measuring the amount of material that's being pulled from stations or from the schools districts, because I'm not quite sure how they're actually managing that. And 2 of the 4 schools that returned are 2 schools that we actually pick up their recycling. So I have those numbers. The scale calibration and weights and measures wheels took place actually today.
We heard that at Weights and Measures last time.
Yeah, our scale was perfect.
It
So
was more
good.
fun to learn about the electronic shopping carts at
I know.
Price Chopper.
We did have a little conversation about
Right.
them today, but every section of the scale was perfect.
Great.
Which was fantastic. We did pressure wash under the scale last week.
Touch-up painting did not happen. I have an excavator update. You know, we're all sitting on the edge of our seats for this. So last week, our current excavator went out of commission. The boom cracked. Which was really sad. S&S is coming out to assess it to see if it's something that they can repair. Ideally, we would like to, if it's not going to cost an awful lot to fix the excavator, to have a backup. Right now, we're just filling our containers with the loader. But last week, Tracy Road delivered our new excavator, and they let us borrow a bucket for it. The grapple we're still waiting on. So we can use the excavator as of, what is today, Wednesday. So yesterday they got trained on it. So today they were able to bring the excavator into the building and actually like use it to just press down the garbage to get weight on the containers.
Great.
It's nice.
Yep.
Because we can't push in, we're kind of staging outside instead of inside. So there was lots of room inside the top load building to kind of maneuver the excavator today, and she's really pretty.
It fit nice.
I know, she's really nice.
We're hoping
We're hoping that the grapple comes this week. They have to do a little bit
We need a
of,
video next week. You know?
yeah, I'll do that. I'll bring a picture at least. They have to do a little bit of changing when they put the grapple on, when they take the bucket off, but
You have a female excavator?
I do. Yes, I do.
Is it pink?
No, it's orange. Orange. Yeah. Yeah.
What kind is it?
Hitachi.
Is this the one that was on the container that was?
No, that was a case.
That was a case.
Yeah,
This
no.
replaced that one though.
This
It's the
is a
same,
replacement. Yeah.
right?
No, and in fact, we have just talked to the, that company and they're still scrambling, so, yeah. And then the Western Star that we ordered,
Mhm.
I think early 24,
Lost track now, but yeah.
should be here at the end of the month.
Oh,
Which is
really?
great,
Okay.
yeah, which is really good
Wow,
because,
it's like Christmas for you.
well, after November 1st or 15th or somewhere around that, there's gonna be a $15,000 tariff on all of that stuff. So we wanted it before November 1st.
Okay.
So it will be here. And then employee updates. I got one full-time laborer out on leave of absence. One MEO2 is still out on leave of absence, and I did just hire an MEO1 actually last month, but we have mandatory employee training.
Translation, Chatham has a vacancy now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops.
It happens, you know.
It happens.
It happens.
No, I think, yeah, I'll have a chocolate.
We have part-time training happening Friday, and we're actually going to hold that right at our admin office, and then full-timers will go at the end of the month with it. And that's it.
Great.
These are our numbers.
Question back up to Hazard Waste Day. I had a resident ask the other day, she found some old flares in the basement, you know, road flares that they think were wet and probably won't burn anymore, but can they go to Household Hazard Waste Day, or
That
is that an explosive?
we don't take them.
Okay.
I had to look this up a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So I have information at the
All
office
right.
on flare
Yeah, share
disposal.
that with me. Let me know. Yeah.
So I will find that and send it to you.
There's a special.
Someone asked me to do about whether or not the recycling stations take paperback books or other books.
We take paperback books, hard books. If you take the covers off the bind, we will take the pages. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions for Wendy? If not, then pictures of the loader and then do
A video of you driving.
truck, you know.
Or riding one.
Yeah, I didn't get training on it, so I can't drive it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can pose for the picture though. That's all that matters, right? We don't care.
We do. We want our department heads to be able to run the damage.
That's right. If you're gonna steal my employees, goddamn it, right?
I will, hey, I'll get trained at it, no problem. Yeah. Is that it? Thank you.
All right, up next we have engineering.
Oh, sit back and relax.
It's got a thin packet though. Look at that. There's
I do. I
only one or two
I-
stickers here.
I have to tell you, I was sitting, I must have missed something. Yeah, luckily, it is a thin package. So starting off with our bridge projects, County Route 7 over the Rojan tributary. This is located down in the town of Gallatin. The three-sided structure has been set. The concrete wing walls have been poured. Contractors are moving the formwork, applying waterproof membrane and backfilling construction. Contractor has scheduled the paving as well as the guide rail installation for the end of October. So therefore, we hope that the roadway will be back up and operational for traffic the first week of November. I just do not have a date as of yet. But as we get closer and as I get a definitive date, by all means, we'll make sure that 911 is aware of it, and that way we can
Time for Tony to plow anyway.
make the notification to the school districts and post office and so forth. Mill Hill, just down the road, the main steel bridge girders were set on the 7th. So the contractor is currently working on the bridge deck. That being said, we still anticipate that the pour will take place by the end of October and the bridge will be open in November prior to Thanksgiving. They won't be completed with the project because what they'll do, very similar to what we did down at Pleasantvale, during the winter months, they'll then disassemble and remove the temporary bridge that was installed, and then they'll come back and do the final restoration in the spring. But at least the roadway will be open to the traffic. County Route 7 over the Punzik Creek up in the town of Austerlitz, that three-sided structure was also set. Again, very similar, concrete wing walls have been poured. Contractors currently backfilling that construction area. And similarly, paving is set for the end of October, with the road to be reopened the first week of November. So hopefully both of those will be done very soon. Stuyvesant Falls Bridge, New York State DOT, as I mentioned last month, they completed their annual inspection reports that identified the red flag condition and recommended the updated load rating. I continue to work with the engineering firm that did the original load rating on that project to get a proposal from them. Unfortunately, keep in mind, that original load rating, I believe, was done back in 2014 and then updated in 2022. So
now they want to do it all over again. Yeah.
So the software package that they utilized in 2014, they no longer utilize. So therefore, they have to go through a brand new load rating. They can still use the existing data. So it's a lot of data input, but they have to do a new load rating for it.
They
So it
haven't
won't
given
be
us a budget number though yet.
no. As soon as I get that, I'll get it submitted. Is it just new finite element analysis and the same?
Yes, it is.
Can they upload the file? Is it a?
No, they can't upload, no,
They can't upload the file because it's not compatible.
So they have to generate the whole thing in solid manually?
Well, what they'll need to do is they have the data, so what they'll do is just, manually put that
input the data.
all of that data, as far as all the member sections, all of the load and so forth. So again, it's not the end of the world, but it's not as quick as just changing a few numbers as far as section loss going from a, 20% to a 40% and then running the program.
Yeah.
What's
the current load rate?
And as part of the request for proposal, I have also asked them that if it is found that the load rating is, that 12-ton has to be reduced to a lower rating, I have also asked for a budget number as far as what the anticipated costs are going to be as far as making repairs, so it can be brought back up to a 12-ton, or at least we can keep it open. Okay.
Of course, my fire company has written me a letter that if you're going to spend some money on a Band-Aid, they want it back to 18 so they can use it for fire trucks. So,
Okay.
I said, okay,
I'll take it into consideration, yeah.
I understand their position. I do.
Yeah, also, I just received, although not on the agenda, I did receive information for the qualified individual for the section 106 that has to take place on that particular bridge as part of our DOT process that we're moving forward with. So I just received a proposal from Clough Harbor for that, as well as the resume for the qualified individual, which is someone that we've used in the past. They actually did work for us on County Route 7A when we did that section 106 and 4F. But they also have a lot of bridge experience as well. So I'll be submitting that for the next meeting.
Did you find out if that can be part of an amended contract or DOT?
Yes, so it is an amendment to the original contract. It'll end up being just a supplemental agreement.
Good.
Yeah. And again, that means that DOT will pay for, 90%.
Portion of it, right?
County roadways, County Route 7 soil repair
They won't pay
located.
for a Band-Aid though,
No, they won't. No, that they won't.
if we decide.
That being said, there may be an opportunity to work with DOT with another funding source to see if we can put a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I'm still in discussions with DOT on that. I just haven't gotten it definitive.
Yeah, no,
Because
gotta have
the issue
you gotta
is,
have the science first,
right, the reason I didn't get a definitive issue is I said the repair would be rated to last 10 years.
Okay.
However, the bridge itself may not last the 10 years. So they didn't know the answer to whether that.
Good wording, right? I like that.
Say, well, the repair has to last 10 years. Yes, it will.
Okay, yep, the
bridge just
repair
won't be
will,
there.
yep.
The slope repair was completed by Colarusso, and then our highway department completed the remainder. This is located adjacent to the project on the bridge structure that's being installed. This is adjacent to the town hall down in the town of Gallatin. So that work has now been done. So I appreciate the highway's willingness to jump on that project for us. Soil exploration for County Route 9. So that slope failure is scheduled to take place tomorrow. So crews will be arriving on site at 7:30 and starting the soil rounds. So it would be reduced down to a single lane of traffic. So we'll have flagmen out in the area. 911 call center. Cable trench duct has been installed, grouted and put in place. Contractor is anticipating for the wall panels to be delivered tomorrow. They originally were supposed to be delivered on Tuesday, but they're now going to be delivered tomorrow, and they'll start installation of those. Carpeting is scheduled to begin on 10/20, which will be next week. Been working with Brian, MIS, and 911 regarding the servers and console cabling. 911's indicated that their communication vendor is going to be on site starting Monday to put in their cable trays as well as their server racks. And then that would allow our facilities to run their cabling for the systems. Final cleaning is anticipated for the 27th, and console and furniture delivery is slated to start on November 4th. We also have a ribbon cutting that'll be taking place. Again, I did not have this date until today because I was waiting to hear back from Assembly Member Barrett's office. So that ribbon cutting will be taking place on October 31st at 10 a.m. at the 911 center. And
10 a.m. or 9 a.m.?
Are you 10 a.m.?
10 a.m.?
Yeah, we originally were looking at 9 a.m., but her office got back to me later and said 10 a.m.
Are you planning a ceremony or just a ribbon cutting? Do you want food? Do you want to?
I would ask that you contact the chairman as far as what the wishes are.
Yeah.
I didn't ask him.
Followed by
Well, you
real
know.
estate close to you.
I didn't know if you were planning it or.
No, I have a hard enough time with the engineering.
Yeah.
Let him know the plan. So any assistance would be greatly appreciated.
Well,
You had suggested I work with Adam and help do that, some of that, because, so, you might want to talk to him, so.
yeah.
Yeah. 11 Warren Street, contractors approximately 90% complete with the interior building demolition. No major surprises to date. There were some minor items that we've run across as far as trying to find old waste lines under the slab to tie into, a column being in a location that was not initially identified, and then a beam being supported by a somewhat questionable item. Again, no showstoppers. We're just dealing with some minor items. So, but it's all going so far pretty well. General contractor has got material on site to start the completion of the interior partition construction. And we're working with the electrical engineer and National Grid regarding upgrading the main service to the building. National Grid has already upgraded the service for the gas, consolidating multiple meters down to one, and we're doing the same thing on the electrical end as well, because again, obviously, long-term, it
Yeah,
would
there
save
was
us.
a number of meters there.
Yep.
Did we ever get anywhere with the solar that was on the roof there? Did we ever hear from that?
I told them that we are not interested in continuing that contract, and
Yeah.
they were going to be looking at removing them.
Okay.
And until that time, we benefit by the generation of solar. Also,
But we're not paying them their fees.
yeah, and we're not paying them anything. Correct. We're not paying them anything. The RFP for the facade design services was republished. That was due November 14th, on Friday, November 14th. I've also added a pre-bid meeting that's going to be taking place 10 a.m. on October 28th.
Which day? 28th?
The 28th, yes, at 10 a.m. And I've also sent it directly to 5 architectural firms, and I've also included sending it directly to the landscape architect that the city of Hudson has used in the past, and that had shown interest the first time it was put out to bid. So I'm hoping to get
The
more.
supervisor must have known, like.
As a matter of fact, I caught her in the hallway and I
Okay.
gave her an update of where we
So I
were.
was thinking I could have emailed her.
Yeah, no, I spoke to her about that. We've scheduled a meeting regarding the airport, scheduled a meeting with the airport consultants for October 22nd, and that meeting will be with the subcommittee, the airport subcommittee, to review the design drawings for the terminal building, as well as looking at the master plan alternatives.
Great.
I'm meeting with Rich Moore earlier in the day. I figured they can provide an overview while they're discussing the master plan with the subcommittee. Okay.
Great.
The goal is for us, when we're meeting with Rich Moore and obviously with facilities, to finalize those drawings, including the finishes and systems and so forth. So that way we can go to bid out into the November, December timeframe. So that way we can receive those bids come January, February, and then construction can start in March.
Springtime.
Yep.
Great. Been a long time coming.
Yes, it has. Water District, we're continuing to work with the project consultant in FAA National Grid regarding final design documents and approvals for the project. I can tell you, as of this morning, I was actually surprised. I received an approval from the FAA indicating no objections to the location and the construction of the water tank based on its height and based on its location and proximity to the airport. So that was very good news. I wasn't sure that I was going to be getting that with the government shutdown. I had heard that they were slowing down all of their reviews, but we did receive that. Now that I have that information from the FAA, I'll be going to the town of Ghent regarding their planning board and zoning approvals. Again, similarly, we'll be going out to bid on that project this fall with a spring construction and completed by the end of 2026.
Ray, did you ever set a meeting for?
I have not. I drafted an email to both you and Rob. I have not sent it as of
Okay.
yet. I was just working on the final numbers for the rate increase, but I am targeting Thursday, November 6th.
Okay.
Rob has indicated that works for him. I will send that email out to you tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Like I said,
It just dawned on me when you.
yeah, I was hoping to get together with Jim Bragg today. Between his schedule and my schedule, we just weren't able to connect. So we're gonna get together tomorrow. I just wanted to run the numbers past him one last time as far as the rate increase for the sewer district, because we do have to increase those rates in 2026. I have 2 resolutions.
Speaking of federal, do you see your department having any impacts to federal funding that you've been receiving thus far?
Yeah, so I actually spoke with the FAA as well as DOT, who are the 2 funding agencies that we primarily rely on. And so New York State has indicated that it's status quo, business as usual. They don't expect any disruptions. It may take more time as far as review status and review and approval. Anytime we're going back to the Federal Highway Administration, not from a payment standpoint, because the monies have already been allocated, budgeted for. So New York State has indicated that they do not see any issues with the financial impact.
Even though they pulled the bridge and tunnel projects in New York City, both of them?
That's because they were New York City. That's correct. So that was simply New York City. That did not extend to the rest of the city. On the FAA end, again, very similarly, expect delays on reviews of new projects, but not from the funding standpoint.
Did find it interesting the other day, all of us are being asked to switch to .gov websites, and they told we could not process that because of shortage of federal funding, so. I finally applied, and they said, no, we can't do it. I'm fine, because I don't want to do it anyway, but.
We just got our letter 2 days ago.
Did you? Well, you had applied before then, apparently.
You and I applied almost at the same time. That's what I think is weird about it.
No, I just filled out all the stuff the other day. I started it a long time ago, but I finally went online and entered everything just last week, I think, and they got that message.
Well, don't send any important emails while you're transitioning, because that happened to us. And it went into no man's land.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Some things ended up in spam and some things.
Yeah, I don't look forward to that process, but it's, we'll do it, emails and everything.
I have one resolution associated with, or one resolution regarding 2 change orders associated with the 911 center. One is a credit change order from the mechanical contractor in the amount of $4,710 to remove work from their contract and to place it into the hands of the electrical contractor in the amount of $4,710. So one is a credit and the other is a increase for a net zero impact to the budget.
Second.
We have motion and second, all in favor? There's a condensate pump.
Those were for the condensate pumps. Yeah, that was actually the wiring.
Yeah.
The architect had it in the general, or in the HVAC contractor due to the wiring, which was kind of strange.
Well, they can tie those to the unit. There's, I don't know that.
These were external units where they needed separate power.
Yeah, okay.
Second resolution is for, a request authorizing the chairman and Commissioner of Public Works to execute all necessary project initiation documents associated with County Route 3 bridge over the Punch Brook. And this is a project that has been programmed for funding under the New York State TIP plan. Total project estimate is $4.4 million, of which 95% is reimbursed through the state. So this is, again, I'll have additional resolutions dedicating the actual funding where we have to pay up front and then get reimbursed. But at this point, we're just dealing with the programming. So they just need the initial paperwork documents as far as who the initial contacts are going to be for the overall project.
Move it. Okay, you got a motion? Second, all in favor?
On your agenda, you have 911 call center condensate pump wiring change order.
That was the
Oh,
first.
so I got them backwards.
Yes, that was my, no, I think I sent them to you back.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent them to you back.
Yeah, they were in my pile back, but I figured it out.
Okay, well, I did. Little slow in the update.
All right, any other questions for engineering?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Ray for all his help with Turkey Hill Road down in Claremont. I appreciate all the work you did on it.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, my understanding is that, guide rail is ready to be installed either later this week, if not beginning of next, and Colorusso is supposed to be in similar, whether it's the end of this week or early next. So once we get that definitive timeframe, we'll be able to open that up and get those signs out of the way and get rid of the decrease. So, but yeah, again, the bridge crew did all the work. I just came up with a design. Mine was.
Where is that?
It's on the Milan border, all the way down the southern end of Claremont. But just an example, we bid this work out last year. Bid we received was, I believe, $350,000 to do this work, and with the county's help and my highway department, it's being done for less than $100,000. Huge savings. So people keep that in mind if you, if you have any work done in your town, keep that in mind. Thank you, Ray.
So, and to that end, keep in mind, one of the pieces of equipment that we used on that project was the excavator. That large excavator, and again, without that, which we would not be able to do that type of work. So that excavator I believe is paid for itself as far as the, between.
Couple projects. Yeah.
Between the few projects that we've worked on so far, it's been.
That's the one we leased at solid waste and then
Correct.
bought.
We
Yeah.
originally leased it and then we ended up purchasing. So we did all the work at solid
I think
waste.
it earns its keep at solid waste.
But then we also did the, work up at the water tower, saving a tremendous
Okay,
amount of
yeah,
money there.
right.
And then obviously this one as well, in addition to all of the other highway projects that it's been
And
utilized.
of course, having qualified operators just.
Absolutely. That's why I say that the bridge crew that had worked on that project, they did all the work. I just came up with the design.
And go to Hardigan Road with that thing. Good.
All right. Thank you, Ray. We'll move on to facilities.
They're telling me to hurry up back there. So.
Are they? I thought we were running ahead of schedule, but.
Teamwork, bring us home.
Ron's got a project, so.
We can go quick then.
Yep.
Yep, looks good.
Yeah, look, there's two things, updating, I didn't get the information right to the courthouse job is all done, that, supplemental AC.
Oh, is it?
We
Great.
just did the commissioning the other day, everything works, so.
Good.
So this should get us out of every jam going forward. So the only thing left, we gotta cut a hole in the ceiling for the access to the pump, but I'm not gonna do that till next year when they're all off.
Okay.
And then,
You're not gonna make much condensate over the winter anymore.
no, that's what I figured. I said, you know what, I'll let it go until they're off and, but, the DMV generator is in, everything's good with
Okay,
that, up and running, everything transferred fine, and, we worked with MIS, got, bunch of UPSs put in for all the DMV computers and servers, so they're not gonna feel any change whenever the power goes out, so
Great.
that worked out good, so. But yeah, just,
That's our
normal,
plan anyway.
normal maintenance.
Tell yourself bringing you home too there.
I have this resolution.
Disappeared in a hurry.
You guys can be right.
Sometimes it's good to be late, but there's nothing
I
last.
know, for some reason I'm always late, I don't know why, but yeah, just authorize to fill a vacant cleaner position.
Move
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
All about
Good job, Brian.
Any other
Yeah.
questions for, Brian?
Way to bring it home.
Anybody know, did anybody notice the front door was painted?
Oh, I come in the back. of the
that.
car.
Pain again.
Who uses the front door?
Yes, yeah.
No, somebody out there with a needle scaler on the old, steel steps back there, huh?
That's, we're working on that.
Yeah,
We just got the steel for everything, but I think we ran out of time. So,
I think next week or next month, we're gonna have Centrica back with some stories on this building, so.
Oh, boy.
yeah.
How much room's left in Commerce Park?
Well, enough.
Be part of the discussion.
Yep. But we're trying to pull together some real numbers, so we actually have math to work on, so.
It's a nice spot next to Next Gen Science there that we.
Yep. We know that. But we need to face reality and make a
Hey,
decision.
listen, there's some Amish guys in my backfield right now putting something up in a hurry.
Yeah. All right, anything from the public? We'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'm in favor.
I'm in favor.